Hey friends, let's try a little bit of meditation today. Well, a little bit of silence, right? I don't want the word meditation to freak anybody out. Let's just try to dive a little bit deeper into ourselves to come into some stillness, to come into some silence. And we try to do that right at the center. So I've been talking to us a lot about reality and perception and the witness. I don't know if you remember that. Remember I said, being a witness of something is when we are standing apart from it, we're observing it, but we're not actually in the accident, right? Or in the movie or attaching to it. So remember also 90,000, up to 90,000 thoughts a day, right? This chattering going on in this thinking mind. And then we also have, I feel like I'm leaning towards the camera. We also have this emotional body. Remember I said as humans, we are cursed and we are blessed with this emotional body. And that is something that we probably do need to detach from sometimes. So let's try a little bit of breathing. So, and a little bit of meditation here. So when we in yoga look at cultivating the witness, let's say, again, I said as humans, we have this emotional body, right? And we're very attached to that emotional body. But in yoga, and in other philosophies, again, just don't think about this as just yoga, okay? And other Eastern philosophies, other world philosophies, we're just trying to come into a neutral state of mind, okay? So chatter, disturbances, and if I wanted to talk about Prakriti again with nature, there's things that it's either very fiery or it could be very dull, and then we're just trying to find the peace in between, right? So we in yoga and other traditions are trying, and even in any type of religion, you guys, right? So we're just trying to cultivate, we call it a neutral state of mind, but it's a more peaceful, a sattvic state of mind. So to do that, we have to actually maybe have the experience, we have to have the emotions that are going to come up and down and the thoughts and, all around us, but we try not to be attached to them. We just try to observe them. We have the experience, we have the thought, we have the emotion, we notice what it is, and then we let go, right? Because I said to you, your emotions are going to constantly change. They can change daily, but more importantly, they can change minute by minute. So why would I attach to anything that in the next minute it's going to change? So we observe them, we have the experience, we notice, right? But then we just let them go, okay? So let's try a little meditation. I'm going to close my eyes. Hopefully you're going to close your eyes because I'm not going to move. You don't need to see me. So just close your eyes or have a nice soft glance down. Now again, if you're not comfortable sitting on the floor like I am, you can sit in a chair, okay? Just sit on the edge of the chair. Hands can rest on the thighs, okay? Or I bring mine back into my hip crease. And I just want you to close the eyes, a nice soft glance down. Keep the shoulders rolled down, right? Meaning roll the shoulder blades back and down so that the shoulders can depress. Gaze forward, but again, my eyes are closed or there's a nice soft glance down. The chin, I guess this is better. The chin is parallel to the floor, so I'm not dropping my chin in any way. Okay, keep the head on top of the shoulders. And let's take a couple deep breaths right here. So a nice big inhale and exhale. So just noticing, maybe again, if you want to put the hand on the belly, you can inhale, let the belly push into the hand. Exhale, let the belly soften. So doing that a couple times, just coming into breath, just noticing your breath, right? Again, the breath is so automated, we don't even pay attention to it. So just notice how that breath is moving through the torso today. You can place the opposite hand if you'd like on the chest, and again, feel that wave happening. So belly expands. Right, the solar plexus, these lower ribs start to expand, and then at the top of the inhale, the chest should rise. And as you exhale, chest should soften, solar plexus, and then belly. Okay? And again, just keep doing that. No judgment. So this is where we begin, folks, right? Just noticing the breath, noticing if the belly's expanding, noticing if you can ride the wave of breath up and down, noticing if the chest rises last on the inhale. And again, we're just noticing, becoming an observer of our breath. We're making no judgment. I'm not even becoming attached to what's going on, to be honest with you. I'm just observing it. But more importantly, I want you guys to understand, don't judge it right now. If the breath is not doing what I'm explaining to you, don't worry about it. Don't judge it. Don't judge. Just notice. So we're going to start with that breath, right? If you make judgments on that breath, it's not going to get you very far. So just allow the breath to happen. Observe what it's doing. And then if you can make that change, right? Inhale, belly expands, the rib cage expands, and then the chest rises. And as you exhale, chest softens, rib cage softens, belly softens. So again, just concentrating on the breath, letting go of whatever you already did today, because it's already in the past and you can't change it. And I want you to worry about what you're going to do this afternoon, because that's in the future and we're not there yet. Just start to bring the awareness into the present moment. And you're doing that by bringing your awareness into your body, noticing the breath. And just so you know, like, my mind is already settled. If you're still having these thoughts, then that's fine, because that's where we're going next. So as you're breathing, if there is a thought that keeps coming up, just notice it. Maybe even just label it thought. And then as you exhale, just try to let go of that thought. Today's a pretty balmy day, a pretty windy day with those clouds moving. So maybe it's easier for you just to take that thought and, bringing into your mind's eye that beautiful sky out there today, and just putting that thought onto that cloud. And then just allowing that beautiful breeze and those balmy clouds, just allow them to start to roll out of your movie, right off the screen, out of your vision. Just like when we were kids and we would lay on the ground and watch those clouds roll across the sky. So again, you could sit here and just allow the thought to come up and just label it thought. And allow it to, you just let it go. Or if it's easier to visualize that sky, put each thought onto a cloud and allow those clouds just to roll out of your vision. Taking those thoughts with it. And what we usually do is we just bring our awareness back to the breath. So maybe you were rolling away with that cloud. And if that's the case, bring the awareness back inside by noticing your breathing again. So just put the focus back on the breath. we can do the same thing if we're feeling any emotion today. So if you're feeling any type of emotion, especially fear or anxiety today, I cannot stress enough how much you cannot hold on to that. So if you're inhaling and that emotion is coming up, place it onto that cloud. And as you exhale, perhaps that breath that's coming out of the nose is going to help that cloud just roll across the sky, taking that emotion with it, taking that emotion out of your vision. And then you bring your awareness back to your breath. So again, thoughts might be coming up, emotions might be coming up. And in meditation, we're never trying to, what do I want to say? We're never trying to like squash that thought, emotion, or experience, right? We're going to allow it to arise. We're going to allow it to bubble up to the surface. And then we're just going to let it go. Always bringing your awareness back to your breath. Knowing that emotions and thoughts, especially emotions, they're a passing phase. They're constantly changing. One could say, are they even reality? We could talk about the illusion of emotion. So that's why I ask you as you're sitting here breathing, that as you inhale and any emotion that is coming up, I want you just to exhale it out. Let it go. Always bringing the awareness back to the breath, and maybe on the next breath you can try to breathe a little bit deeper. So on that next inhale, see if you can, the mouth should be closed, but take a deep inhale through the nose. Really let that belly expand, the rib cage. As you're drawing in more air, now the breath is coming into the chest and it's rising. And then as you exhale, let that chest soften, the rib cage, the belly. Again, just perhaps another trick could be, again, we label the thought as thought, we label the emotion as emotion, and you can label each breath as peace. Or the visualization could be that white puffy cloud. So again, as I'm inhaling, I could be labeling thought, emotion, emotion. And then I exhale, saying to myself, peace. Inhale, and again, everything rises. These things, these thoughts, these emotions, they rise up to the surface. And then as you exhale, though, you want to let them go. You don't want to bring them back down with you, right? You want to exhale peace. Or that white puffy cloud is just taking the thought and the emotion out of your vision. Always coming back to spirit. Spirit being your breath body. a little bit deeper on each breath. We're diving a little bit deeper into silence. Hopefully the mind is settled, where there's nothing bubbling to the surface, and all you're experiencing right now is the sound of your breath, the sound of the air as it enters and exits the nose. Allowing that sound to settle you. Your breath should sound just like a nice soft ocean. Taking this beautiful opportunity of silence, connecting to the peace and the stillness that's inside. Maybe it's hard for you to be still right now. And that's fine too, because there are things that are still moving in the body, right? Our breath, our circulatory system, right? The blood is flowing. So no matter how much we try to cultivate stillness, there still might be some there still is some movement. But understanding that in the midst of chaos and in the midst of movement, you can find stillness. And you find that stillness by just trying to cut through that chaos, cutting through that movement. And we find it deep inside of ourselves. Knowing that it's always there. Allowing yourself a few more deep breaths. And this time as you're breathing, maybe making them a little bit deeper, coming back into your body, coming back with your awareness to the room, right? Knowing that you are in a room. And slowly, if you're ready, just start to flutter your eyes open very softly. Oh, bringing our hand. The hands can stay on the thighs, right? You can bring them into the Anjali Mudra, which is just a hand gesture. It's just a place for us to put our hands at our heart. We can't see our heart where the wisdom is, so we can see our hands, and we place our hands right in front of the heart, and we bow our head down, because this is ego, and we want to take ego into wisdom. This is where the decisions should be made. This is where the intuition and the wisdom comes from, at the heart chakra, at the center of your chest, placing your hands there, and trying to bring that ego mind down into that wisdom. Take a couple deep breaths right here. Again, knowing that you always have a way to go back into that stillness, a place to retreat to. When you're ready, just slowly raising your head back up, eyes are open, and again, we can say namaste, which means just may everything that's light and good in me find and honor that in you. So it's a greeting.